What's up everybody, OJ here, welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Animal Crossing New Horizons, pretty much blowing up the sales charts in the UK, and expect similar trends because this game has already surpassed New Leaf in terms of launch sales. 3.5 times bigger just in the UK, and also a bigger launch than all of the other Animal Crossing games combined. And while this is just the UK, expect similar trends around the world just because of the climate of what's going on. Obviously, there's a lot of quarantines, there's a lot of issues, and people just kind of want to play a chill, relaxing game. But I also think that the blow up of sales is also because of the uniqueness of the Nintendo Switch, because in the past when you played an Animal Crossing game, sometimes that style of game is probably better played anywhere that you want. However, Nintendo hasn't always had it that way, right? We had the GameCube game, which you can only play on the TV. You also had the Wii game, which you can only play on your TV. But then we had portable ones as well, so sometimes people might have both of them. You have to kind of restart things. There wasn't the connectivity, there wasn't the link. So sometimes people would choose which one that they just wanted to play for a long time, or they would just go with New Leaf, right? And not play on their TV because you can play that anywhere that you want. But with the Nintendo Switch, outside of the people who are getting it on the Switch Lite, I think a large majority of the people who are buying this game love the fact that you can play the game on the TV, but then also play it anywhere that you want. Because remember, Animal Crossing is in sync with the real time, unless you're doing the time traveling stuff, but a lot of people don't. So you want to be able to get it in on lunch breaks, you want to be able to get it in whenever you can, and having that aspect of being able to play on the TV, then also on the go without having a whole separate game like a New Leaf or a City Folk or like a Wide World and a Animal Crossing on the GameCube. That is a huge benefit to this game, and I think that's one of the main reasons why it's blowing up. Obviously, the game reviewed extremely well too. There's just so many good vibes and positive things, wholesome content about this, and I think the Nintendo Switch just kind of put all of that together in one ball, and that's the reason why you're getting these huge sales, 3.5 times bigger in the UK than New Leaf and all of the other Animal Crossing games combined. I mean, this series is not new. You know, that's the funny thing about this series. Sometimes people think it's like, oh, well, it's something that hasn't been around. No, it's been around for like 20 years for the most part. So to see this type of success this late into the life of what this franchise is just a testament to the developers over at Nintendo and what's going on there. They really made a magical game. The Nook Miles, the museum, the shop, everything that you can do, the deserted island, the themes, everything is really perfectly wrapped up for this game to do amazing, and we can see that here. And like I said, the really impressive thing is that the fact that it was able to outsell all of the other previous ones. This is once again UK, but combined, that's amazing. But remember guys, this trend with this is not just going to be the UK. We're going to get sales numbers for Japan, we're going to get sales numbers for here in the US, we're going to get sales numbers for lots of different regions and areas, and when we do, you will see that it's going to be 2 times or 3 times or maybe even more bigger than previous launches, bigger than Animal Crossing New Leaf or bigger than Wide World or some of the other games. So it's not just going to be the UK, this is a trend that's going to continue worldwide, all things considered, like I just talked about here. So what do you guys think about this news here with Animal Crossing New Horizons having a launch that was 3.5 times bigger than New Leaf and bigger than all the other Animal Crossing games combined in the UK? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, something that I'm very excited to discuss for the first time on the channel, and that is one, my love for Demon Slayer the anime, but also two, there is a brand new Demon Slayer video game that is in development by CyberConnect 2. So we have the debut trailer and we also have screenshots. Now this studio, CyberConnect 2, you might know them from games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and also the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm games. So they're a solid development studio that has a long track record of solid games. Sometimes they're not necessarily the greatest, they're not reviewed as the best, but they're solid games that anime fans do enjoy, and they make absolutely amazing visuals, graphics. The spectacle is always great with CyberConnect 2 video games. So you can expect this Demon Slayer to have top-notch quality anime aesthetic, style, and graphics. So let's get into this topic here, guys, and learn a little bit more about this brand new Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba title for the PlayStation 4. I want to get into the trailer, I want to get into the development update, and I want to check out these screenshots as well, because things are looking pretty good. It looks like a pretty faithful faithful recreation of the Demon Slayer anime. Now, to give you guys some background on Demon Slayer, it is a new anime that recently came out, I think last year or so. I know people have been reading the manga, it's farther, but in terms of just the anime watching, I have watched the whole first arc, and it is phenomenal. It's one of the best first impressions that I've ever gotten from an anime when I first started watching it. It has a lot of great, I would say, moments in there, and the animation and the graphics, how they put together like the slick animated style with 3D graphics, with like pencil art, it just really combines it all, and it makes some of the episodes just magical and just pop off of your screen when you watch it on your HD TV and everything. It's a very high quality anime with great themes, great story, and just a great bond between siblings. So I do love what they did with the anime, and I'm looking at these screenshots here, which you guys are going to be seeing. I'm just scrolling through them, and it does look like they're trying to recreate that pencil shading when Tanjiro does his water breathing techniques and stuff like that. So I'm excited for this one here. Now, a little bit of background information for those that are probably wondering in the comment section, like, well, wait a minute, you know, Switch, Japan, and all of that. Aniplex is owned by Sony. It's owned by Sony in terms of Aniplex, who is the official publisher on there. So there might be some type of deal that they're working out there to only have it on the PlayStation 4, but there's no actual proof when it comes down to that. We just know that Aniplex is the publisher, which overall is owned by Sony, but it's only coming to PS4. So no Switch version, no Xbox One version at this point, no PC version. Maybe there'll be a port down the line. Maybe they're just trying to focus on there in terms of PS4, but that's what you're gonna have to play it on. So I'll be playing it on my PS4 Pro because it does look good, but who knows if it's actually going to be a good game. That's the thing, especially with Cyber Connect 2 games. Sometimes, like I said, they look amazing and you're like, wow, this game just looks super good. But then when you play it, you're like, well, it doesn't play as good as it looks. So we're gonna have to wait for that. But so far, so good when it comes to the visual aspect of the game and capturing the essence of what Demon Slayer is. So I'm excited to see more about this game, and it's going to be coming out next year. So we do have quite some time before the launch of the game, which we should be getting development updates and new trailers and screenshots as we go along here. So what are you guys' thoughts on this brand new Demon Slayer game? Are you guys excited for this title? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys. This is something that I'm very excited about because we had a big miscommunication on Sony's part, which kind of shows you the reason why you don't talk about for the first time to the public within a video presentation, developer boring tech talk, right? This pretty much sums up why you don't do that, because now Sony has came out and clarified that the overwhelming majority of the PlayStation 4's library will be playable on the PlayStation 5. So, the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 titles will be playable on PS5, says Sony Interactive Entertainment, which they did clarify on a blog post. Now, PlayStation 4 titles will run at boosted frequency on PS5 as well, so they can benefit from higher frame rates and stable frame rates and resolutions. So pretty cool there. Now let me go ahead and read off their exact quotes so we can make sure that we get this in line, because there was all sorts of issues, it seems, because the way that they explained it in terms of Mark Cerny, it made it seem like the top 100 most played games were going to be the only ones playable on the PlayStation 5, but that's not the case. All right, so here's what they had to say here. Quote, "With all the amazing games in PlayStation 4's catalog, we've devoted significant efforts to enable fans to play their favorites on PlayStation 5. We believe that the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 titles will be playable on PlayStation 5. We're expecting backwards compatible titles to run at boosted frequency on PlayStation 5 so they can benefit from higher or more stable frame rates and potential higher resolutions. We're currently evaluating games on a title-by-title basis to spot any issues that need adjustment from the original software developers." In his presentation, Mark Cerny provided a snapshot into the top 100 most played PlayStation 4 titles, demonstrating how well our backwards compatibility efforts are going. "We have already tested hundreds of titles and are preparing to test thousands more as we move toward launch. We will provide updates on backwards compatibility along with much more PlayStation 5 news in the months ahead. Stay tuned." So PS5 is still set for release this holiday, but they are still testing, and it might seem, to me at least, it seems like all of those titles in terms of backwards compatibility will not be ready at launch. It seems like it might be like, hey, we have an update, now you can play this game, and this game, because it seems like it's pretty close, right? We're in March, already going towards April, and you've got about 100 or so titles, a couple hundred that they said. So there's 4,000 games. Are you going to be able to make up that ground by the time that they launch, by the time that the PS5 launches by the end of the year? I'm not so sure about that. So I think that what they might do, kind of like how Microsoft did it, is just roll out backwards compatibility as the system goes along. And since Microsoft took the, really, I would say, foresight to really see that backwards compatibility was going to be a thing, and transferring over your digital library and everything was going to be connected with the Xbox Series X, they did a good job with setting that up, because they pretty much tapped out in terms of the generation when they knew they were not going to be out what Sony was doing, and the Switch vastly passed them up in terms of sales. So Microsoft has already been working towards the next generation for, I mean, it might be like 5 or 6 years now at this point. I think they knew that they were cooked pretty shortly in. So I think that that's the reason why Microsoft seems a bit more ready and on top of things, whereas Sony, they were still riding high off of the benefit of the PlayStation 4 and everything they were doing there. And look at the PlayStation 4's last year. I mean, this has been incredible, or it will be incredible in terms of games. Persona 5 Royale, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, they have a lot of content. So obviously their minds were in two different spots. Whereas Microsoft was already moving on, Sony was like, oh, we need to do a couple things here and there, but man, the PS4 is still making us a ton of money. So I can understand. From a business standpoint, I understand. And if it takes them a little bit more time to kind of roll out those titles, they will. I think the PS5 is going to be a great system. I've already talked about this. It's just they are fumbling the marketing right now. Like right now, the PR for the PS5 is not good, and the Xbox Series X is looking a lot better from just a PR standpoint, but there's still quite a bit more time to go here, and I still think the PS5 is going to be a great system. Developers are going to be excited. There's going to be a lot of support. I mean, it's going to be good, and I think it's going to do well enough. Is it going to do as well as the PS4? I don't know about that, because the Xbox Series X looks like it's going to take some of that market share from people, especially here in the US. Maybe not Europe, obviously not Japan, but definitely here in the US, that market share will be more of an even split. Maybe not completely even, but it will be tilted more on the Xbox Series X because of the power, because they can market it as that, and just because Microsoft has a better plan with backwards compatibility and moving over all of your titles and all of that. And Microsoft is going to have a number of games planned in terms of new titles. They have a lot more studios, so we're going to see bigger and better first-party games from Microsoft this upcoming generation than they did last generation with the Xbox One. So what do you guys think about all of this that I talked about here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the link in the description. We've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow to stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.